Hello, welcome to another episode of Kingdom and Purpose Talk with Shali. This is the podcast where we talk about the kingdom of God and our purpose in that kingdom. If this is your first time listening to me, I want to welcome you to my channel, and I know that you will benefit from this channel. And if you're returning, I just want to welcome you again. Thank you so much for being part of this team. Thank you for your encouragement. I also want to thank those of you that have subscribed to this channel. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. It is an encouragement when I see someone subscribe. So if you can please go ahead and subscribe, that would be so great. I really appreciate that. So today what I want to talk about is about setting goals. I know I've been talking to you about you writing your goals down and looking at it in the morning and also at night before you go to bed. This is one of the best things that have ever happened to me. I used to write goals in the past before, but I did it differently this time. In the past, I would write my goals just like maybe any of you who have done that or who have been in the habit of doing that. I will write the goals down and I would put it in a safe place. And then the next year, when it's almost at the end of the year or the next year, I'll look at it and see what I've accomplished. And I remember that during that time, sometimes some of them I might maybe check off one or two out of my list. However, the moment that I begin to change my habits and stick to this habit I'm trying to encourage you guys to adopt, which is writing down your goals and looking at it before you retire to bed and looking at it as soon as you wake up in the morning. I started doing that when I listened to her Nightingale and he talked about the strangest secret. That really changed my life. I started doing what he said, which is for us to write Matthew 7, verse 7 at the back of whatever paper you want to write your goals on. And what does that say? It says, ask and it shall be given unto you. It says, knock and the door shall be opened to you. It says, seek and you shall find. I wrote that verse on the paper, and then at the back of that, I now wrote down my goals. And what did I do? Before I go to bed at night, I will take a look at the goal. First of all, thank God for all that He has done for me. And then I'll take a look at that goals that I want. And when I wake up in the morning, I also do the same thing. And according to what he said, when you do that, you are actually reminding your subconscious mind about the things that you want to achieve. It says that if you desire something so badly, you desire it that it's always on your mind and you focus on it, it shall come to pass. And I will tell you that this thing, it works. This actually works because ever since I've been doing that, I have been checking off my list even faster than before. I've seen so many results, even big things, things that even for me, if they would tell me that I would achieve that year that I started doing that. I remember that to the one I did, right? That was March last year. March last year, I wrote down the things that I wanted. And I told you in the past before that I would do that religiously at the end of the year, write down my goals. And when I write down my goals, I will look at it for a couple of days. And then after that, I forget about it until the end of the year. Then I'll bring it out again. And then I'll start trying to see what it is that I have achieved. Like I said, sometime I may achieve one or two things, but I tell you, I kid you not, March 2023, I wrote down my goals. I did exactly what I told you guys to do. For 30 days, I was looking at it. I look at my goals before I go to bed and when I wake up in the morning. March 29, 2023, I believe. It was around March when I wrote down all those things that I wanted. July, one of the major one, actually it was June, but July, one of the major one, which was I wanted to live in a very peaceful neighborhood. I wanted to move to a new environment. I wanted to go to a new house, and God made that dream come true for me. I could not believe it. And I'll tell you, it's not just me settling for less. God made it happen. And I believe He can do that for you too. And that's the reason why that we encourage you, and they keep telling us, write your goals down, write your goals. It is true. You have to write it down. Not just only write it down, but you have to put it into your mind, into your memory every time, every day. It is not something that you would do just once and forget about it. It is something that you have to do and keep looking at it. Just imagine that, you as a farmer, right? And you're trying to grow a seed, that word that you have put down on your goal list, that's the seed. And then every time you look at this, that's you watering it. That's you just nurturing that seed, nurturing that word that you've written down. And before you know, it will come to pass. You have to do this. Do not just look at this video and just say, oh yeah, I write goals, I understand what she's saying. I need you to do it. It really works. It really works. So you have to make sure that you are consistent. Consistency is the key. That is the key to all these things that we're talking about. If you're not consistent about it, you may not be able to get results like how it was for me a couple of years ago. But the moment I became consistent, it got to a point that even by looking at my goals, right? Because I've been looking at it every day, sometimes. And you know what? I even actually took it to another level. I remember when Bob Proctor, may so rest in peace, he said that he always put his own goal in his pocket. And that is really true. Like when I put it in my pocket, every time I'm going somewhere and I touch my pocket, I remember my goals. I remember what I'm asking God to do for me. And then what happened is this, I would just, sometimes I can even kind of recite everything. Like I know what number 1 is, number 2, number 3, number 4, 5, 6, because then I had 6 goals on that list for that month. I had 6 goals. I could remember which one, word for word, for each one. Even sometimes I don't even have to look at the book. It's almost like in my memory. That's exactly what we're talking about. You have to get to that stage. The moment you begin to do this religiously and consistently, you begin to see results, amazing results in your life. And I just want to encourage you that if you have not done this, try to do that. Write your goals down. Write it down, because if you don't have goals, if that you want to achieve, you're just going to see that you're doing things and you don't even know what you're doing. It's just like someone that is going to a destination but they don't know where they're going. You're just going round and round and round. But if you have goals, you'll be able to set your life. You'll be able to set achievable goals that will take you to the next level in your life. And when you get to a stage, you look at the goals that you've already set for yourself and you begin to say that, okay, it's time for me to upgrade that goals. So I just want to encourage you guys that this is very important. This is very vital for you. You have to write it down and you have to make sure that you look at it for you to be able to see results. And you have to be consistent. You cannot doubt. You cannot, forget about your goals. You can't just leave it and forget about it, because when you forget about it, your memory, it will be erased from your memory. So but when you bring it into your picture, it's like visualization. You visualize it, you imagine those things coming to pass. Before you know it shall come to pass. Well, I hope that This is very helpful. And I hope that you guys would do this because my life has changed. Ever since I've been doing that, I have seen results. I can say that's one of my secrets. If you want to ask me the secrets of my success, that's one of it. That's one of it, you know. And God is backing me up with this because it is biblical. You know, it says you should write the vision down, write it plain. It is biblical. I hope that you will join us in this challenge and let us begin to achieve goals. Let us fulfill purpose. This is it for us, and I will see you in my next episode.